Hello guys, and welcome back to Task Locked. Today we are gonna be diving into some new sections of the collection log that we haven't even touched before. And some major changes to the spreadsheets, promises some wild shakeups for the whole series. Alright boys and girls, so the sheet has changed a bit since we last saw it. Pico has updated it with the extra tab and the pets tabs also showing. The reason why I have so much in extra is because we have all of the music tracks there as well, and I have a lot of music tracks. But yeah, that there is... so the wrong task is shown here, but I have ticked off the tasks that we completed in the sheet. So I can just generate a new one and I will get that one at a later date. So let's go ahead and run the script. And that is exactly what I did. Getting the red decorative set and a few Castle Wars AFK days after, I purchased the set and continued on to roll the ornate maul handle from LMS. This was by far my worst experience at LMS so far. I was scraping by, getting 1 point here, 1 point there, but eventually I shuffled up enough points to be able to buy it. This task actually caused me to remove the one LMS win from the easy tier that Pick had actually suggested that I probably should do beforehand, but I was stubborn, but I decided here that that's enough. I'm gonna throw this thing out of here. I don't want to do this, and so I did. They will come later on in the extra tier. Then finally I got a farmer's equipment task, which meant I went over to Tide Farm and got that sorted before rolling our first quest of the whole series, the Garden of Death. The Garden of Death is a part of the Twisted Tales quest series that was released quite recently actually, in the last year, to sort of bring a little bit more interest to the Kebos lowlands and the Korend area, since in that area there were not that many sort of smaller, easier quests for lower tier players. And there wasn't really a reason to go, so it was like sort of Jagex adding in some smaller quests there to just make it more interesting and fill the continent out a little bit more. Overall, this quest has you just running around solving some puzzles, some word puzzles in different locations. There isn't actually any combat involved or any skilling, maybe there was like one section where you had to cut some roots, and of course you had to survive running by some lizard man that was spitting at you. It's I can't really say I like this. It was more just tedious than anything. I just went through it with the quest helper just quickly, which I kind of regret in the aftermath, because this would actually have been kind of interesting to do, actually trying to solve these puzzles without the help of the quest thing. But I did not consider that while I was running through it, because I thought I would come to some type of conclusion, but it's like you go through all of these, you get like these very vague stone tablets with random words seemingly strewn about, and then it just ends after you like solve the fourth one. I guess there will be more coming for this quest series, maybe to build on this, but this is more a mini quest than a full-fledged quest in my opinion. This feels like on the bar crawl level of simple. And our next task will be one unique from the Guardians of the Rift. I'm actually quite excited about that. I've been wanting to do one of these killing minigames for a while. Let's go! Guardians of the Rift is a minigame that came out quite recently and has quickly become one of my more favorite ones. Despite me playing it for quite a while, I actually haven't gotten any uniques from it. It is by far one of the best ways to train runecrafting, and it would definitely be my choice if I ever had to like train just runecrafting levels without anything, because it is way more fun than doing regular runecrafting like by a counter mile. In this minigame you need to protect the rift. You are not allowed to attack much, but you are supposed to mine essence from destroyed guardians and do runecrafting to create these power cells to and energies to empower the guardian, to put up shields, to make like guardian golems to attack the creatures that are coming through. It is the gameplay loop is pretty simple, but I find this place to be very, very cool. I'm gonna try our luck at 9 rewards. I only need like one thing anyways. That's the Abyssal Lantern, yes! I got it. That's actually a really good one to get early on. That helps a lot. Nice. Here we go, the Abyssal Lantern has been obtained, so this task is complete. And for our next task we will be fishing! Pearl fishing rod. Kind of a surprise level here. 95 farming. Aerial fishing is a minigame, or I guess you could call it a skilling challenge, or just skilling, where you fish with a falcon on the Mulch Island. Before rolling this, I don't think I had ever done this before, but basically when you first go, you get a falcon, you grab some bait, and then after you use up the first piece of bait, which are the worms that are in the middle, you basically cut up fish for the bait to use on the falcon, and now you just stand in one spot and you click the fish skulls and try to focus the green glowing one, because the falcon is faster to those. Extremely AFK, extremely slow, and extremely boring. The mulch pearls that you're seeing there, they drop in a 1 in 50, and you need 100 for the rod that I'm after, so you can do the math there. You can get lucky and get a golden tench that you can then trade in for 100 mulch pearls from the fisherman, but they are like a 1 in 20,000 drop, so they are very unlikely.
Check out Cortex here. Why does he look like a big fish? I suppose I could always get the basics on his Google Translate.
Golden tench? Look at my pearls! Are you serious? What is my luck? I swear. That's 100 pearls. Enough to finish the grind. I have only grinded 12 mulch pearls. What? That's insane. There we go, and now I can buy the pearl fishing rod. We're done. I don't understand my luck. I just don't. That's what? What? Yeah. I don't understand. I don't. Let's generate a new one. Seed box. Tight farm. A little bit of tight farming later. There's the seed box. Alright guys, welcome back to the spreadsheet. as you see, some things have changed here. So we have sort of changed a little bit about how the different tasks work, because we felt like the sections were quite bloated. There was a lot of tasks like get one new unique from beginners, get one new unique from easy clues. So now we have actually clumped them up, so we have more like a traditional style with like get 3 or 4 beginner clues or get 5 easy clue uniques. And also we also grouped up the music tracks, we grouped up the combat tasks, so there's a lot less bloat now, so we'll probably see a lot more of percentage changes. Now, as a side effect, as you see, medium has reached 50%, which means the hard tier is unlocked for me. So from now on, I will actually be able to roll hard challenges. And in the hard tier, there are things that are truly hard. There are things that I don't have the levels for that I'm gonna have to level for, so we might get something really difficult from there. But I think this is more accurate in terms of like where my account progression currently is and the content I should be doing at my levels. Another thing I did, I also decided to turn down the tier weight to 25. Previously it was 50, which means that there is more of a chance to get some hard tasks, because I don't want to unlock the hard tier and then basically just get easy and medium still. So next I rolled a ranger hat, which meant I had to head back to Barbarian Assault. This time, however, I was more prepared for it, and I ended up staying for quite a while. Barbarian Assault was always sort of a stop mark for me. I think it even made me like quit RuneScape once for a short while, just because I reached a point in my account progression where I really needed to do it to get the torso. But it's never sat right with me, this place. So I went in with the attitude that, okay, I'm just gonna go in, get the minimal points I need, and then leave. This turned out to be a pretty bad idea quite quickly, since I went into my first healer game quite early on. I was a solo, level 1 healer. My team kept alive pretty well, I didn't have to do too much. Like, I knew what to do, of course. I was healing, I was damaging, doing whatever I could. But we got to the queen and I ended up not being able to keep up. The guys in the team were taking so much damage, and with my 10 healing per potion dose, it just didn't work out. I was absolutely not able to keep up with the damage, and we died. After I think 2 deaths, one of the team members just ran away. They weren't even willing to like start swapping or anything, which I learned afterwards. Yeah, that's actually kind of rare. People are normally very happy to like swap if needed for like the last 10, like the queen wave. So it was a awakening call for me. So from that point on, I decided that if I ever had the points, or if I ever earned the points to purchase a level up, no matter if I had enough for the hat or not, I would purchase it. So I ended up playing a lot of Barbarian Assault and just leveling up my skills. Like, all of the roles are not max level for me. I ended up in the end with two of them on 4th level, one of them was maxed, and the 4th one was on 3rd level. So it's pretty good actually. Like, I feel like I have played plenty of Barbarian Assault now, and well, it went from my most hated game to probably my most loved. It was amazing. Let me go through the different roles with you and I can explain to you why. let's start with healer. Healer is pretty much my third favorite, second to last. It is quite a chaotic role. Your role is basically to poison the enemy healers by using poison food that the defender is shouting what poison food you need to use. So you just run around using it on them. And then the other thing, you have to use this vial in order to heal your teammates and keep the whole team alive. By far, yeah, the most chaotic one towards the end, because there are a lot of healers and normally you will be the last one. If you're a lone healer, you will be the last one to finish your task at the later levels. In many ways, a really good healer can absolutely carry a team. I mean, everyone still has to do their roles, like there's no way to do it otherwise. But a really good healer can give your team a lot of time to actually complete the task. So that's actually really good. I like this role. I like it a lot, but there are some that I like a lot more. And one that I like not as much. The Collector. Yeah, this is my least favorite. And being my least favorite, it's basically just because it's boring. All you do is make sure you call to your attackers what attacks they need to use. And then they call back what eggs you need to collect. And then you run around picking up the right colored eggs until your inventory is full. Then if you need it, you deposit the eggs into the hopper. That's basically all you do. Like there are things you need to do later on in the final level. You're a little bit more involved there because you have to collect the eggs and then you have to put them in the hopper at a certain time. But I'll discuss the final wave when we get to it. This role, yeah, I don't know, it's just boring. It's you just walk around, pick up stuff, and you do nothing else. I was doing Collector actually with my cousin that you see over there. He was a really good help with everything here. Like he came with me for quite a few rounds there towards the end of the grind, as the Collector was definitely the last one I did. Overall, Collector, yeah, it's easy. But I will say it is very difficult to find a game that is accepting collectors. Most people are doing collectors when they take the scroll up, when they decide to be the party leader. I definitely started picking up on this very early on, and I started being the scroller. Whenever I needed to do one of the most popular roles, or the roles that everyone is asking for, which is the collector, and sometimes the defender. Yeah, so all of my collector rounds I decided to scroll and invite my own party members to form the entire group, and it had there was a mixed bag of results. I definitely made some good choices and I made some really bad choices. But collector, yeah, not my favorite. It's okay, but it's not good. And on to my absolute favorite role, the Defender. Defender is by far my favorite. Like it's way beyond the rest of them. Basically, what you do as the Defender is you use food, and then the healer will call to you what food is good, or what food, yeah, will the runners, the penance runners, be attracted to. And then you need to tactically place the food around the arena to basically get the runners into the traps. Then when the runners get next to the trap, they will be killed by the trap. Sometimes you have to repair the trap if it only has a certain amount of charges. But yeah, your whole job is to make sure those runners get to that trap. And once all the runners are dead, you're done. You can just stand there and wait out the entire round. It is it's so nice. I don't like the waiting, to be honest, that much. But I became so proficient at doing the Defender role that I just I was always waiting. I was always the first one to finish up. Every single round the runners were the first ones to die. And that's what you expect from a good runner, or someone who actually knows the knows the role. I cannot recommend the Defender enough. It is an amazing role. And if I ever went for a pet grind for the pet, you would bet you that I would be running the Defender as much as I possibly can. The only side note with the Defender, I guess, is that you're not as flexible with like having, if you want to change roles in mid game, for example. Like quite often, if you're like the attacker or the healer, you can sort of flex, change in the middle of runs to sort of fit the situation. But there always needs to be a defender, and well, there are people that are willing to change to defender, but most of the time, yeah, it leaves you less flexible overall. But it's such an amazing role, and I just enjoyed every second of the defender role. I warmly, very warmly recommend playing defender. And that leaves the attacker. The attacker is my second favorite role. It's quite simple because it's basically just combat. You're just doing combat, but you are limited to what type of attacks will do damage. And it's basically the collector will call out a certain type of damage. So I was doing archery for most of it, or ranged as it's called in this game. And you just swap arrows every 30 seconds depending on what the call is. And you kill fighters and rangers until you're done. With some fairly decent gear, you can make very, very quick work of this. It is a very, very easy role, and by far the most AFK one. So, in the 10th wave, you get a little bit of extra things that every role has to do. So, basically, a queen will spawn, and you have to kill it. And as the queen spawns and starts doing attacks, a bunch of yellow eggs will spawn around the room, which is the job of collector to pick up. When the collector has picked these eggs up, the collector will hand them over to the healer that will dip them in poison pools around the arena. The healer will then hand them over to the attacker, and the attacker will put some spikes that he has collected from the different mushrooms around the arena. Once the spikes are on, the attacker will give it to the defender, who is gonna dump them in lava. And once it's dumped in lava, the defender will put it back to the collector, who will then go and place them in the hopper in the middle to basically take care of the queen. Out of all of the different roles here, it's somewhat flipped for me in terms of what I like. At least when it comes to the collector, because the collector role is by far the best here. Because you can control so much, and I guess I'm a little bit of a control freak. And that's kind of why I like defender as well. Like I love the fact that I can actually control the runners with some good strategy. But mostly, yeah. It's fairly easy once you get to it, like attacker and defender, the healer and the defender are basically doing the same thing, just different colored pools. And then the attacker is a little bit different, but still very simple, so they are kind of on the same level. But the collector in the last is my favorite, just because of the control you have. And basically, once the eggs are made, they are then omega eggs. Then you have to go to the middle. All of the other people in the party have to stand in the cannon and spam click the omega egg to sort of glitch the game into believing that several eggs are being shot, even though it's just one egg that you put in there. And with a properly coordinated team, you can do this with just one single egg. I never tried it with one single egg because, well, random people. Maybe with a pre-made you would do that. But the very simple thing is, as the collector, if you are a collector on the last one, once you have the omega egg, make sure you only put one of each into the hopper. Just click the egg, click the hopper while they are spamming, and it will shoot. Once it shoots, you can use the next one, and they just continue spamming. And this will pretty much guarantee that the queen will die within 3 eggs. Even if there's someone not knowing what to do and not spamming. And that is it in terms of Barbarian Assault. I mean, I still have plenty of tasks left on this place, but I really wanted to cover it since I've spent so much time playing this game, or this mini game. So, well, going forward I probably won't be covering Barbarian Assault as much when I get the tasks. But yeah, I can warmly recommend this game mode. I never believed I would be able to say that. Like, I was so afraid of the Barbarian Assault task right at the beginning, and it's amazing now, I love it. Yeah, that was fun, I liked it. So, we are just gonna go ahead and buy. Like, I spent a lot of time getting these levels, so... Defender is the lowest one right now, it's level 3, the rest are... I have Healer and Collector at level 4, and Attacker is Mastered, so... Quite a lot of Barbarian Assault over the last week, I think, but I kinda like it, so... but yeah, we now have the points collected, so we're just gonna go and buy the Penance Ranger hat. And that is the episode done. A lot was covered today on this episode, and we have unlocked the heart there, so looking forward to some bigger grinds coming up in the next few videos. If you want to keep up with the series and watch the videos as they come out, make sure you drop a subscription. If you like the videos, make sure you thumb it up, then I know that you like it. And if there's something you want to tell me, you can do it in the comments. Even if you maybe don't have anything to say and just want to tell me how you're feeling, just drop me an emoji down there in the comments. I will love to read them. But yeah, thank you everyone, and I will see you next time.